job running the football. We put ourselves in some tough situations, and it didn't help ourselves all the time. But offensively, gosh, we got behind and we were trying to make some plays. Just frustrating to go through a second half like we did. We had the ball 6 times. We scored once and turned it over the other 5 times. And toward the end, we were trying to throw the ball to get back in the game and 3 interceptions. And man, the one play down there, the post route to Christian Poe, the kid made a heck of a play. They both went up for it and kind of bounced up, and he made a great pick. And we were down 10 points. We had the long play we threw to Mendenhall, and we were going to be in scoring position. Hopefully, at least get 3. We'd come within 1 score, and we fumbled that one. So just didn't help ourselves at all with the turnovers. So hey, I applaud North Texas. They did a nice job. They came in ready to play.
Okay, so you take whatever you can learn from last week, like about the football. You got 2 years of tapes from Wake Forest. Can that show you anything, or do they have a new team this year that you have to start from scratch?
Well, they got a lot of guys coming back. They get, I'm sure you look at the roster and look at the starting lineups and likely look at the returning guys, and they get plenty of guys that have played the last couple of years against us, and so do we. Dave's done such a great job with that team, and they're playing really good defense. And what's been impressive is just how they're playing as a team. They're doing a great job stopping people, and they're not panicking. They do a good job taking care of the ball, and even in some close games, they've not tried to do anything that's I guess just not within their offense. They really try to get the guys to do their job. They're playing 2 quarterbacks, both very talented, and getting it spread around to the guys that they trust and they know can do something with it, and not trying to press, trying to play good defense, get the ball back, and just playing really good team football.
Well, they've had a week off to prepare. Knowing them as you do, you think they're going to spring something new on you, or did they just spend the week working on what they know?
No, likely not. I think they have a philosophy, certainly about what they want to do. As we look at them on offense, I don't think that they're going to do things that are uncharacteristic. Certainly, they've had success and done a good job with the things that they're doing, and I don't know that it would make any sense for them to change the offense or start doing things entirely differently. And on defense, they've done a really nice job of defending us the last 2 years. It's not like we've been a scoring juggernaut against them the last 2 seasons. So they'll have plenty of film to watch and show their guys what they've done against us the last 2 years, and our offense has been the same, so they get plenty of film to show their guys if there's anything that we haven't done in the games against them. They'll, I'm sure, cut those out and say, here's what they've done, and have a plan for it. And we're going to have to do a good job blocking them and sustaining blocks and hanging on to the football on offense, controlling the clock, and putting our defense in good situations. And then when a defense gets out there, stop the run. And that's something we've done pretty well this year, with the exception of this second half this past Saturday. And when you give up long plays in the run game and let people run the ball on you like that, it's hard to stop them. So hopefully those are the things that we'll be able to do to give ourselves a chance to win.
Go ahead, Sal. Coach, any concern about the team's psyche after a loss like that, or their mindset heading into this one?
Like any time you lose, it's a downer. Everybody that lost this weekend, I'm sure, feels down. If you show me a team that isn't down after a loss, I show you a bunch of losers. So when you care and you lose, it's going to hurt, and it should hurt. And hopefully it'll tick them off, and we'll come back and play better. And when that's the case, then you got guys that care. Saturday didn't have anything to do with us not playing hard. We didn't execute, we didn't perform, and coaching, offense, defense, special teams, all the way through, didn't do a very good job with it, and so it ticks me off. I can tell you that, and it's a lot easier to go into the next week after a victory. Even with mistakes, you make the corrections, but you haven't paid the ultimate price. So, if you mope around and let your lip hang out and feel sorry for yourself, yeah, that affects you. That can make you lose another game. But I don't know that our guys have that attitude. I wouldn't think they would. That'd be out of character for them. I think they're fairly resilient, and if there's any proof to that, you can look at last year. We lost game after game. 3 points, 2 points, 5 points, 4 points, 6 points. What did we do the next week? Came back and fought our butts off. So I think that's what this team does, and I think they'll do that this Saturday. Whether we'll win or not, I don't know. It's going to be a matter of execution, not emotion.
Are there any signs this week in practice that you're looking for that the team's ready to bounce back and go to Wake Forest and, like you said, play hard?
If we block better and tackle better and execute our assignments better in practice, take care of the ball, I'll feel like we're ready to go. I thought we were ready last week. So that's like I said, emotion doesn't win games, execution wins games.
All right, we'll open up to those joining us via teleconference. Please state your name and organization and ask your question.
Ken Kreitzer, Sons of American Legion Radio. Good afternoon, Coach. I know, last week's game, a couple of plays might have made a difference. One that kind of surprised me was the long run that North Texas got at the beginning of the third quarter, 41 yards by Wilson. It seemed like the blocking just took everyone in the Army defense out of the play. What was your thoughts seeing the replay?
Well, it doesn't take much to hit a big run, and all it takes is a guy or two out of position. You can have 10 guys play that do their job and one guy not, and it can be a big play. And it doesn't matter what offense. We see that all the time. When we're running the ball and somebody's out of position, and we only speculate, but we assume when two guys take the quarterback and nobody takes the dive, that they probably made a mistake. Or when two guys take the dive and nobody takes the quarterback, they probably made a mistake. And sometimes that happens too. Everybody's responsible for playing blocks and playing a gap and fitting the run where they're supposed to. And when you don't get off a block, that opens up a seam. And on that particular play, that happened up front. We didn't get off of a block and play a gap at the first level, and they used the wide receiver and cracked Xavier Moss, our safety, who had a run fit in there where the ball was being run. And every time somebody gets cracked from outside in, there's a replacement player. So the person that's covering the guy that's doing the cracking replaces for the guy that gets cracked. And we just didn't fill that gap like we needed to, and fit where Xavier was supposed to be. And the guy popped out of there, and he's fast enough to run away from us.
Sure. Coach, about Wake Forest on offense, they seem balanced between rushing and passing the ball. They got a huge offensive line, 300 pounds, and I guess Wolford's been doing most of the duty at quarterback. What are your thoughts on the Wake Forest offense?
Well, they are big, but that's not different than a year ago. They've had a big football team. They're running the ball effectively, better than they've run it since we've been here and faced each other. I mean, this is about like a conference game now. We play them every year. We played them the last 3 years, so we're kind of getting to know them pretty well, and they're getting to know us. But I think they do a great job. Wolford's a terrific player. He got hurt in our game last year, and they went to Hinton, who's a really, really good athlete, and we saw him the whole game last year, and he did a nice job executing against us. But they don't try to do too much. I think that's something that this year that you can really see that they're doing some things and doing them very well, and as I said earlier, trying to find ways to get the ball to the guys that they want to have carry it. So I'm impressed. Dave's always been a really good coach and an offensive mind, and he is well respected in college football and coached a lot of places and been very successful. And he's going to find a way to move the offense, and he's always done that. He's done a great job, and so I think like us in his tenure there, things are starting to come together, and he'd probably tell you they're not where they want to be yet, but they still are looking to improve and get better, and I'm sure they will. Dave's an outstanding coach. He's going to find a way to win.
And Coach, they held Florida State to 17 points on defense. Looks like they play a 4-3 with both of their defensive tackles 290 pounds. What are the challenges that defense presents to you?
Well, they gave up 17 points, and one of those scores was they dropped a snap on a punt, so a fumble in their own end, and it gave Florida State a short field. So, I mean, really, they've done a great job defending people, and they've got some guys that they're getting national recognition. The Duke, I think you say it, Ejiofor. I'm not really sure how you pronounce his last name, but he and the linebacker Lee, both of those guys, I think they both got over 10 tackles for loss, and I mean, they're really making a name for themselves. They're playing great defense, and that's the thing that you can see with their team, that there's no they're playing great football together. There's no, I guess, hey, we're gonna have to score and outscore people and try to do all these crazy things to try to score 50 points. They know they got a good defense, and they can play their game on offense and control the clock and control the ball and control what they do. And because when they put their defense out there, they do a good job stopping people.
Thanks, Coach.
Any other questions via teleconference?